Hello, I'm Matt Bergman, and you are listening to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 232. I'm here tonight with Jared Schneiderman.
What's up, everybody?
Philip Dashing.
I'm here.
Hetero
He's
Phil.
queer.
Philip Proctor.
Yo.
And Alexis Schlegel.
He, him. Thanks to be here, comrades. Thanks.
Dude, Alexis, are you like hammered shit-faced, dude?
Yo, dude. I we were down 17-0 to the Redskins, Phil. We were down 17-0 at actually 20-7 at halftime, and we came back and they just rattled off.
Does that explain?
Anyways,
is that story?
It's just like we treated
Congrats, you beat a shitty team.
We treated your first game as like a preseason game. We were like, yo, fuck this. Anyways, I digress. But that's it. Yeah, I'm a couple beers deep, Matt Bergman.
Okay, all right.
Dude, should I share this podcast to the group Birds Aren't Real?
Yeah, dude, for sure.
All right.
We can talk about that.
Yeah, share it on all the groups.
Topic number 1, are birds real? What are your thoughts on that?
They're just drones.
The Eagles are real.
They are.
All right, okay, so number one this week is, so Trump apparently had a meeting at the White House with the Taliban on 9/11. Is that what I'm hearing?
So Trump this
9/11 hasn't even happened yet. Dude.
Okay, yeah, well, I guess, so maybe that wasn't it. It was close to 9/11 though, right?
He's coordinating an inside job with the Taliban on 9/11.
He was supposed to have a meeting at Camp David with I guess a representative from the Taliban. Is that
yes, with some leaders of the Taliban to work on a peace treaty, calling off any type of I don't know. I think it was officially to end the war there, but according to Donald Trump, he got pissed because there was some type of bombing that was allegedly done by the Taliban. It was a car bomb and it killed an American soldier in the past few days. So he called it off, and now all the leftists can do is say, "How dare you bring the Taliban to Camp David 3 days before 9/11?"
Oh,
yeah.
They actually give a fuck about war all of a sudden.
No, they don't. They just care about the looks of it and how batshit.
No, they don't care about war.
Yeah.
If they did, they'd be like, I don't care if you bring them here on 9/11.
You're right.
Let's end this fucking war.
Let's end
this.
No,
they're
shit.
like, oh no, you're unpatriotic.
No, we got to keep the steady flow of opium into the streets of Baltimore.
Yeah,
right.
Next thing you know, they'll build a mosque at Ground Zero or something.
Yeah. Seriously, it's fucking. Anyways, yeah. So it was called off, Phil.
Yep, called off. So now,
thank God for that.
I think at this point now it's just at a standstill, and just more troops are just gonna die. It's gonna be this whole continuous forever war.
We need a longer war than Vietnam. I think our country's due for a longer
It is already longer than Vietnam.
Afghanistan's already longer than Vietnam.
Yeah, exactly. We've already passed that, So let's just keep it going. Why not, What? America.
Yeah.
America.
Until the wheels fall off.
Right?
Until we crash into the fucking rocks.
Yeah.
So that's goddamn ridiculous. Because, seriously, man, the heroin epidemic that's going on, and you see it right in front of your eyes. We all see it living in Baltimore. What the fuck?
Okay, so then, also this week, there was a debate, or was it a debate, or it was somewhere, Joe Biden's eyes started bleeding red.
It was a climate.
No, it was a climate town hall.
Yeah, town hall.
So his eye just
he
started
was shedding his reptilian skin.
Yeah, he ran out of adrenochrome.
Well, he's only good for 6 hours, and that was like a 7-hour babbling idiot fucking
He was
convention.
shedding his suit.
That shit was literally 7 hours.
Dude, I don't think he'll make it. I don't think he'll survive to the end of the debates. I think he might be the first running candidate to die during the fucking.
Has that happened? A candidate dying running for off?
I don't know.
Presidential candidates.
Maybe.
Well, yeah.
Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Huh? Well,
Robert Kennedy.
Yeah. But out of
was he running?
No, he was running for Senate.
Yeah, he wasn't running for president.
Yeah,
that's right. That was another.
So he could be a first, potentially.
Yeah, he could be.
Did we ever get an explanation on Biden's eye?
No.
Biden's eye.
No, I think they're just denying that it happened.
It's what happened? What happened to Cotton Eye Joe?
Oh, you just had.
Are they saying it's like an Alex Jones Infowars thing? So is it an Alex Jones Infowars thing? Did it actually happen?
There's pictures of it.
Where, on the Babylon Bee?
Yeah, there's one on NPC Daily, dude.
Yo, he had the fucking Terminator eye, man. That shit was red as fuck. It was bulging out of his eye socket. It was Yeah, like that's not healthy. Like something's wrong with him. Like, yeah, like that. Like basically,
There's also him just
this is Joe Biden's eye right there. Like,
and also I was listening to one. I don't know what he was. Yeah, he was like talking about something, and it sounded like he was having a stroke. Like the way he was talking.
yeah, I
It
mean
was
that's the
really
other
weird.
thing. Yeah, like you
corner
could.
of his mouth drooping down like that.
Well, yeah, it was just. Well, he was just stumbling over his words really badly, like even worse than Trump.
I was
You
gonna
know?
say, so he sounds like me.
Well, yeah,
Did he say some
but we already
he
know
like
you have a
fumbled some
stroke.
shit in Iowa, right, Jared? Like he was.
Yeah, I think it was in Iowa.
Yeah, and he was just like,
Oh yeah, his miscues. That's just his miscues, guys.
no, yeah, he's not
His
a gaff
it's
machine.
his brain. It's his neurons.
Yeah,
in
what
his
did
brain
he said?
misdoing.
Yeah, he said something where they're like, "Oh, that's just Joe. You know, just one of his mess ups. It's okay. It happens." But when Donald Trump says something, they fucking lose their minds. Remember how bad they ragged on George Bush every time he would mess up whenever he talked.
Yeah.
But no, son, they didn't say anything about Obama. They're not
Yeah.
saying anything about one of their guys.
Cotton Eye joke, just sit up there all like slurring speeches with like a
Cotton Eye
fucking
Joe.
blood clot, like it's fucking Terminator eye and shit, and like nobody bats an eye, like whatever. Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, what if his skin just started like melting off? Like just metal just poking out.
Seriously,
Like there's
Fuck.
nothing to see here.
dude, it's such a shit show.
That's
Like, how
just
much of a
old
shit
Joe
show?
Biden.
Like 2020 is such
showing
a shit
his
show.
metal through his skull.
Oh,
I want to know. I'd like to meet the people that could sit through 7 hours of that shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't wait.
Dude, I don't want to meet them.
dude,
I want to get
they're
as far
like-
away from them as possible.
Yeah, normie as fuck, like normie McNormertons.
So also,
It's amazing
also
that he's
this
still
week,
polling.
Also this week,
Okay, well I guess we'll move on.
yeah. Also this week, Beto, he was doing like a town hall or some sort of speech or some shit, right? And he was suggesting, or he was not suggesting, he was saying like when he gets elected, they're going to do an assault rifle buyback,
Mandatory.
yeah, mandatory buyback.
Yup.
I've done a background check on the government. Like I don't know. I did a background check. I just don't think they're I don't think they're a good buyer to buy back my weapons. They have a history of violence and murder and
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That
You
meme
really
got
botched
passed
that
around.
meme, dude.
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I just don't think they should buy back my. Like it's so fucking stupid. Like,
Well,
really,
you
like,
can't
it's
buy
so
something
fucking-
back that you never owned to begin with.
Exactly.
That's where I
yeah.
stand.
It's so retarded. Like the fact that people are buying into this stupid bullshit. It's like you're borderline retarded.
This is why we need to just get 3D printers so we can start manufacturing and then just selling them
for real,
back.
That
to the
shit's
government.
already Like it's already happening. Like,
You know,
it's
like,
happening in the what's happening cave.
You
It's
know,
already happening.
What's happening?
yeah. So I think I saw like a while ago on the news there was some buyback. I believe it was in Baltimore, and this lady,
Yeah.
and there was this lady that was there,
Yeah, I
and
remember
she
that,
was
yeah.
like selling, like she had some sort of like shitty gun that was worth like
homemade garbage.
that was
Yeah.
worth less than the money that they were paying, and she was
Turn it
just
in,
like, yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to turn this in and buy a better gun.
Right.
She's like, I'm going to sell this and buy a better gun. Yeah.
Yo, you literally could like hand in some like wood shop shit or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean-
turn it in and be like, it's a gun. And they'll give you like whatever.
You could literally put like a Band-Aid on like a piece of wood and be
Well,
like,
right.
Yeah, it's a gun.
It's a gun, man.
firearm.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, people
Did I
show
say
up.
Band-Aid? I meant rubber band.
Yeah, people show up to
Anyways.
these things on a regular basis with
Sunday.
people show up to these things on a regular basis with guns that are just not worth the money that they're buying them back for.
Right, so you're getting
You know.
you're getting like way beyond market. Like there's no market value for the
Yeah,
shit
so
that you're getting.
Yeah.
so like it's very horrible for the taxpayers. And then oftentimes they're selling guns that apparently you guys are okay over there.
Yeah, we're just talking to each
oftentimes,
other.
yeah. Well, we're having a podcast, so oftentimes they're selling guns that are not even you couldn't even use. You know, you couldn't sell these
Right.
guns to a gun shop for $5. You know, you know, guns.
Well, that's like the whole cash for clunkers thing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like you're paying money for cars that nobody wants. Like you're basically violating the laws of economics
Like
because
the
you're not
George-
supposed to. I mean, you're not really supposed to spend money on things that you don't value, right?
Yeah, or like the stimulus
I
check.
mean,
like,
right. So if you're forced to spend money, which is essentially what the buyback is you're forcing the taxpayers to buy back these
Way
things that
above
they don't want.
Market value.
Yeah, way above
So-
market value. So,
Yet another
case
government
in point,
program.
like the first Baltimore City gun back program, they were offering I forget how much for like a 30-round mag. So like people were turning in like, oh fuck it, like I'll turn in like all of my 30 round magazines, and I'll get like way above market value, and then the next gun back program they did, like the next date they set, we could look this up in the docs, but for real, they basically were
We'll
like,
just make it up. It's okay.
no, I'm just making shit up, you know, like the chemicals in the water turn the frogs gay, but no, but like basically, the next gun buyback program in Baltimore, they limited it to like only 3 30-round magazines because they realized like, yo, you can go on the internet, you can buy a 30-round mag for like whatever the fuck, like way below, like way below what they were offering back. So you just buy a bunch of those. You buy a bunch, you bring them, and it's like you get.
Yeah, there's like a a story from I think it was Britain in India. They wanted to get rid of cobras or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the Indians they were breeding cobras to sell to the
government,
British government.
When they were occupying them.
Fucking the market, man. The market reacts.
The market always prevails.
Them clever Hindus.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, so like they were basically like
We got to start breeding guns.
Yeah, like the next gun buyback, they were like only 3 30-round magazines.
Start
Like or
breeding.
whatever it was, they limited it because people were just showing up. Like, well, fuck it, I'll just turn in all this
With
shit.
a truckload from Virginia.
Right? I'll just go online, like Amazon Prime, to deliver that shit like overnight.
Yeah, 30
and then
round,
you show up.
dude, 30-round magazines are like Bitcoin, dude.
Yeah. These dumb motherfuckers. Fuck the government. But anyways.
Yeah, man. Like, I totally think
It's
it should be
fucking
like illegal for them to do these buyback programs. You know, because it's totally like anti-Second Amendment, right?
Yeah, but
And-
you have so many fucking fuds that just show up. Like Phil, you posted that. You posted that after in the wake of this like mass shooting in Texas. You have some fucking fud turning in his AR-15 and like shaking hands with a cop, like I'm doing my job. I'm turning it because God forbid this AR like AK.
Oh, dude, like when Mia Khalifa
AR.
did that.
Oh,
yeah, dude, it was like
Dude,
crazy.
I can't look at her anymore.
They posted it was like on
Still
it was like a
jerk
CNN article and like some fucking fud was just like turned in his shit like. And it was all like, oh, look at this moment. And there's like some dumbass fucking cop and this fucking fud outside his pickup. It was like a classic like scene. Like it was like a pickup truck and it was like at the tailgate, like it was classic. Like, yeah, this is Texas. It was like such a political photo op. You know what I mean?
All right, so like I have a question. So, if you're buying a gun from somebody legally, right? I mean, these buyback programs are typically at the police station, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's where they do this, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
And then if you're buying a gun from somebody legally, like say a rifle or whatever, you're supposed to take it to the police station and have it transferred over. So my question is, what stops you from, say they're giving out $100 per gun, what stops you from standing out front and, seeing people walk in with cool guns and being like, hey, look, I'll pay you $125. All we got to do is go in to the police station and we can sign it over. Like what stops you from doing that?
Nothing.
Is there anything?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know how it depends.
I mean,
how loose
fuck,
the laws
like
are.
for the right gun, I mean, even if say they're paying $100, right, and then like an AR-15 comes up, even if it's like a shitty AR-15, it's probably worth, I would think, at least $400 used. You know what I mean? Even if it's like
people
a
turning in
crappier
guns
one.
like that though.
Yeah.
I would imagine not
many.
I would imagine not as many.
Yeah.
But I did see a while ago. There was some like liberal dude cutting his sawing his AR-15 in half.
Yeah,
so
that's hilarious.
if you've got people
So
dumb
brave.
enough to do that,
He made
So
it
brave,
illegal.
Phil. So brave.
He made it illegal because he shortened the barrel.
Right? Yeah, seriously. We're basically like
That's how
dude, like
Waco.
that's Ruby
that's
Ridge
how
shit.
Waco
That's some
happened.
Ruby. Yeah, like that's how
Waco.
Ruby Ridge
No, Ruby
happened.
Ridge, yeah.
It's because like he was coerced by some fucking ATF motherfucker. Like, hey,
To saw off a
these
barrel.
shotgun downs. Okay, cool. And next thing you know, like his wife and kid are like murdered. Thanks, government. Way to go. Like we're gonna bait you into some situation.
Yep. Poor Randy
And
shot in the
FBI
back.
stops FBI terrorist plot.
yeah.
It's just
Spoils.
it's just a bunch
Like,
of fucking circle jerks.
God, yeah, seriously.
Fucking murder citizens, get away
They have to
with it,
justify their job.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
all government work is.
Dude, we were like kind of like shotgunning, like we were like going through the page, but I went to court on Thursday. So it's a long.
How
It's
old
just
was she,
basically
dude?
it's like failure of government on all like levels, and it's just like exactly what we're talking about.
We
When
got a
you
traffic
see it,
ticket.
So yeah, I got pulled over speeding like this time last year. Literally, it was like week 2 of the NFL season. So I got pulled over, and I was teaching at this like down towards Annapolis, like teaching at this woodworking school. And I got pulled over by some fucking cop, and pulled me over. I was doing like, I don't know, whatever, fucking 62 and a 45. Doesn't matter. All this just fucking all dismissed as of Thursday. So he's just like, license and registration. I'm like, all right, license. And I'm like going through my like owner's manual. I'm like, yeah, I know what's in here. You know what I mean? Because it's like, fuck, like whatever. Like, why the fuck do I have this sticker on the back of my license plate? You know what I mean? You got a computer in your vehicle.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
We can get you for a paperwork violation.
Exactly, Phil. So here's the whole situation. So basically, I was like, I know it's in here. He's like, well, continue looking for it. I'm going to go back to his car. So he goes back to the car, comes back. He's like, all right, I'm going to let you off on the speeding, but failure to display your registration. I'm like, I found it. Like, literally after he walked back to the car, like within a minute, I'm like, oh, fuck, it's here. Like, I found it. I'm like, oh, great. Like, because it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, basically, it's like you pay the state whatever it is for 2 years, and it's like that shit just sits in your fucking glove box for 2 fucking years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't find it. And he comes back, and he basically was just like, well, why didn't you get out of the vehicle or notify me? I was like, dude, wait, are you fucking serious? Like, get out of the vehicle? Like, you want me
to get shot?
Right. It's like, you wanted me to get out of the vehicle. I was like, well, I have it. And he was like giving me, it was like $50 fine. And he's like, it's either $50 or you can request a court date. And I was like, how about neither? How about I have it right now and you just
You said that
it?
to him?
Yeah. I was like, how about you just delete this shit right now? And he's like, well, it's already in the system. Okay. It's already in the computer.
Sorry, we don't have the delete function.
We don't have like a delete button on our shit. So it's like you either pay the $50 now or you request a court date. I'm like, I'm gonna request a court date, motherfucker. So that's what I did. Long story short, fucking dumbass cop. He didn't send it to the address. He sent it 10 numbers wrong.
Yeah,
so
they do that on purpose.
83, 93.
They do that on purpose so you don't pay the fine or you don't show up for a court, and then they can just
so
up the
I'm
fine
getting a
and-
letter like this was fucking September. It was week 2 of the NFL season. The Eagles lost to Tampa Bay. It was Big Dick Knicks. Like, I remember all this shit. I got a trap, like a bear trap of a mind. But what I'm getting at is like, I
beat
remember
the Redskins
dates.
in week 2.
No. This last year, Phil. Last year. So, long story short, basically, I got a letter from the NBA, like that my license was suspended. I got pulled over by one of those fucking transit cops who had the plate readers. So they got the plate readers that have all this fucking information, right? But they can't like figure out the bureaucracy of information. It's just like, yeah, well, I never got I didn't show up to court because you sent it to the wrong fucking address. So literally like a year goes by, and Thursday I finally fucking had my day in court. And I had all the copies. I had the original copy that they sent it to. I was like, I went to the district court. I was like, send me print everything you fucking got. And I went there, and I sat through. Oh my god, dude! It was like it was awful. It was like sitting through 2.5 hours of Judge Judy, like bad Judge Judy episodes. And then on top of that, it's like their computer system went down for like a half hour. So I'm like, oh, are you fucking serious? You know what I mean? And it was in
Probably putting in the delete function.
Yeah, it was it was fucking ridiculous.
Routine
and then
maintenance.
Finally, I go up, and the state's attorney's like, "Hey, whatever." They called me forward. I sit up, and they like dismissed it. I'm like, "Wait, what just happened?" And they're like, "You're dismissed." I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" Because the cop never showed up.
Oh yeah.
But I had I was like Alex Jones in that motherfucker. Like, I had all my docs. Like, I'm like, there's no way you're winning this shit because I'm gonna
wear like a bow tie like Ted Bundy up in the court.
Yeah, but you just see
they wasted your fucking time. Though.
They wasted my time for like 2 hours, and I think that's it. I think they realized. Like, we're talking like a state's attorney. Like, how much school did you go to? Like, I'm just saying, like, when you see the state and the dysfunction, you know, like cops, like, for example, like, I should have brought a book. I was like, fuck, I'm sitting there, I'm like, god damn, I could have read like Vibe's book, like, right now, you know what I mean? Like, I could have read his whole book, but they're like
about drugs in the court.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like,
Slinging
dude, I
drugs in the
smoked. I
courtroom.
took a little toke before, You know,
Did
like
you?
I was like, just to take the edge off,
Oh,
because
yeah.
like I'm about to go into the lion's den of the state. You know what I mean? And
court.
I'm going into like, yo, for real, dude.
Bum,
Yo,
bum.
yo, fuck. Like, like I sat through the biggest bullshit. There was this one motherfucker who basically he was 34 years old, 5 fucking kids. I'm like, dude, I'm 40. I don't have a kid. You're not even from this country. He's from El Salvador. Motherfucker got pulled over with a passport on 95 doing like 100 miles an hour, drunk as fuck.
Damn.
5 fucking kids. And I'm like, and I'm just sitting there taking notes. I'm like, your ass is getting deported. This is Trump's America. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm just like,
That's fucked up.
but at the same token, I'm like, they're reading the shit. He got pulled over twice on a suspended license. And I'm sitting here over paperwork.
Yeah.
Fucking paperwork. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm sitting through this bullshit. Motherfucker literally was like doing over 100 miles an hour on 95, drunk as fuck on tequila. 5 fucking kids. He brought his wife with a kid, like, oh, like this sob fucking story with his lawyer. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is America. Like, you know, you go before a judge. But at the same token, I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fact that the state is wasting their time, not like 90% of the cases were like victimless crimes. You know what I mean? That the state and all this money and all like
Right.
people
They
go to
raked it
fucking
in.
school.
Court
Yeah,
costs.
Yeah, dude, the fucking the fact that like, yo, you're the fucking state's attorney. How many years of school did you go to? How much
was
are
at the
you
bottom
in
of the
debt?
class, don't
You know what
worry.
I'm saying? Yeah, well, exactly, because they're government. Yo, I looked at the judge. She was kind of fine, but she was like,
You
she
say he
like-
was kind of fun?
Yeah, he.
she was like Malarski, but Judge Malarski. I don't know. It was in
shit.
Catonsville. It was in Catonsville. But I'm like, I'm just
Wilkins.
thinking of-
Wilkins. You were in Wilkins district.
yeah. I was like right off this, dude. What the fuck? Like I sat through like an
That's where I got
hour
arrested.
and a
Yep.
half of like,
You got
wow.
arrested?
Like,
Yeah, same thing. Same thing happened. I've told the story before, but I was up in PA. I got a fine. I paid it through the mail. They sent the paperwork over to NBA in Maryland saying that I paid it, but they never put it in their system. So
Right.
therefore, they suspended my license, and
Yeah.
then I got pulled over for that. And long story short, it was a case that they dropped, but I got arrested for
dude,
it.
I woke up. I had all my documents. I was ready to I'm sitting through like an hour, 2 hours because the computer system went down.
But did
for
you
like
know the
2
co- I
hours.
mean, but could
it
you-
went out for like a half hour.
But you could have seen the cop was there or not.
Well, yeah, I was watching. I was keeping an eye out. But, dude, I was facing 3 charges. It was driving under a suspended license, driving on mall roads, under, like, dude, it was like suspended license, but then, like, 2 other charges that were
bullshit,
so
yeah.
fucking trumped up. But the whole thing is just like, this all dates back to some dumb motherfucking cop
Right,
that sent
right.
his shit. Like, yeah, I didn't show up in court because you sent it to the wrong fucking address, you motherfuckers, and you wasted my time prior, and you're still wasting my time. You are wasting my time right now. Like, I'm not at work right now to make money and then pay half of that in fucking taxes to sit here. Yo, and they were like making jokes and shit. You know what I mean? Like everybody was quiet. And like one of the security guards was like, this is the quietest courtroom I've ever been in. Like, y'all need to make some noise. I'm like, dude, we're in court right now.
Yeah.
Nobody get like
Right.
I'm glad you're having fun on your fucking job that I fucking pay for. I don't want to fucking be here right now because you are stealing money. You like
Yeah.
fuck you. Like
Yeah.
I basically want to come in this motherfucking courtroom and murder all you motherfuckers. Like, the Eagles won today. The Eagles won today. I should not be that fired up, but it's like, yo, dude, are you fucking serious? Are you that oblivious? Like, yo, guess what? People are not that excited to be in fucking court, especially off of bureaucratic bullshit. The fact that, like, are you fucking serious? It dates back a fucking year. You sent it to the wrong goddamn address. Dude, so I sit
On
through the whole
purpose.
thing. Sit through the whole thing for like 2 hours, go up there, and I'm just like, dude, my mind is spinning because like all of the court cases prior to that, like dude from El Salvador was pulled over from a DUI in 2013 without a license. DUI. Motherfucker still fucking like, and I'm sitting here like, why am I in court with this? Like,
Yeah.
because you fucked up on paperwork. Like, not only, like, let's not even get to, like, the higher level of consciousness of, like, why do I even need to pay to drive on your goddamn roads? Why do I even need to pay $180 You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like not even getting at like, but the fact that I'm sitting here in this system, and oh, dude, it was like, what the fuck? And I go up there, and the state attorney's like, oh, the court case with Alexander Schlegel, whatever. And there's like, we file no charges, and the judge's like, well, we're hereby dismissed. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, I literally looked at her. I was like, wait, what just happened? Like, I literally got to the stand, got to the microphone. I'm like, what just transpired here? And she's just like, you're dismissed. And then judge is like, you're dismissed, Mr. Schlegel, after 2 fucking hours of my life. And I just looked at her, and I'm like,
but if you didn't show up,
if I didn't show up,
right?
You know what I mean? So I basically just looked at her, and I'm like, I'm really glad I sat through all this. Thank you. And I was sarcastic as fuck.
Yeah.
She's a dumb motherfucker, doesn't pick up on sarcasm because she's
Yeah.
like a normie status NPC motherfucker.
Yeah, but
but
she's-
the fact that like
She's fucking hot though. So.
she did, dude.
Did she
like,
show
I'm
you
like,
a titty though?
I don't know, man.
She shake it back in her chambers.
Like, hey, Judge, I'm gonna have to get
Say,
all
I'll see you later in your
all
chamber.
Judge Malarkey's chambers.
Judge Malarkey's chambers.
There you go.
That's a podcast.
Malarkey's chambers. But what I'm getting like,
Pull up
what
that
a
robe.
what a mammoth waste on all scales.
But to be honest though, it
Like
would have
on
been
everything.
But would have been more of a waste is if the cop did show up, getting overtime.
Oh, dude.
No, getting overtime, or just for them to
fucking
dismiss
overtime.
it.
And then he'd come to the stand, and I'm
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, I went to Kinko's 5 fucking hours before
What is this?
this case.
1999? You went to Kinko's?
No, I went to the UPS store. Like, I went to the UPS store.
Hot copy.
The
Because fuck 'em,
the
that's
two
why.
employees at the UPS store were bored as fuck, so I like regaled them with my whole story. But dude, I printed all the documents. So here's my thing.
You could have used
I
my
kinda-
printer, dude. I have a printer and scanner and copier.
Well,
You felt driving my way.
I had to make copies.
Making copies.
Yeah, make copies.
I can also make copies.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I paid $2.
Dude, it's not-
I saved the receipts. I'll write it off in taxes. Fuck it. But the fact that
Takes more of your time to do that, though.
right? But at the same token, it's like, dude, I came there with the fucking docs. Like, I was ready to Alex Jones this case. Like, I got all the fucking
Hey, let me
docs.
hold on. Let
and
me
then I just go up there and they're like, oh, case dismissed. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, let me
Like,
interject real quick. If I could get a word, sir.
Get a word
If I
in
could get a
there.
word.
Yep. Point of privilege. Point of
do the
privilege,
cop-
comrade.
Yeah. Do the cops? Please refrain from using pronouns, okay?
Yes. Jared Schneiderman.
Jazz hands.
He, him.
Oh yeah, please refrain from slamming your drink down.
Yes. You got anxiety over there.
It triggers me. No, but so if a cop doesn't show up, do they get reprimanded? Do they?
No.
Does anything happen to them?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nope, nothing. Absolutely nothing
That's so
happens to them.
crazy,
Nope.
dude.
It is completely voluntary for them to show up.
Dude, that's
I
like-
think it's recommended.
It's like if I didn't
yeah.
show up for like a meeting with a client.
Yeah.
Just didn't.
But they
show
don't
up.
need to be there. That's just they're not like subpoenaed. I don't think to be there.
Again, this was
don't have to
literally
be.
like.
I mean,
it
good
was
for them not showing up.
it was like
I mean,
February.
I wish they wouldn't show up to any of them.
Any
but
of them, all of them.
That would be great. But
yeah.
but it's just also the fact that like
The hypocrisy.
they get to basically choose like, I want to fuck this guy over, so I'll show up.
Right,
Or like,
right.
whatever, fine.
And that's the
I'll
kind of
waste his
thing-
time and not show up.
That's the thing I'm worried. Like that's the thing I'm thinking about. I was like, all right, so the cop didn't show up, but I still didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like the state's attorney, like there was other cops that didn't show up, but she was like, you know, like pleading this quote unquote state's case against other, you know. And there was dum-dums just showing up without a lawyer. Whatever, who cares? You don't need a lawyer for like low-hanging fruit.
Now,
But
question.
did you have a lawyer?
No, fuck no,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Fuck no. But the thing is, when the first time I went to court, dude, I got like maybe easily like 6 to 9 letters.
9.
No, it was easily like 6 to maybe like 10 letters from various lawyers soliciting their, you know, services.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Every single time
you've been charged with a
Yeah,
serious
yep.
crime of driving under like a suspended license, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, really? Like people actually pay fucking lawyers to represent them? I'm like, yo, like this is basically this slam fucking dunk case.
I got a story to tell you guys. An anecdote to add to that after we're done
dude,
recording.
sleazy lawyers, dude. The whole time, the other aspect of it too, I'm sitting there for like an hour and a half, and you see these lawyers just like all in the system, like caught up in the system, and you see like time, money, just wasted. Wasted.
Yeah, dude. There's so. Oh my
Waste.
god. We can get into the after
what?
hours too. I got a bunch of shit about the fucking waste in Baltimore County.
Societal leeches.
But anyways, I didn't want to go out. Like, I didn't want to derail. But yeah, that was Thursday.
Dude,
and I didn't
please
like
derail.
telling you guys about it. But it was just like,
But
yeah,
you did.
it was. But I did.
Now, isn't it also like if you didn't show up?
Oh, I would.
And the cop didn't show up. Like, you would still get into trouble.
Yeah,
even though
he
the
would get
cop
If I
didn't
didn't
show up.
exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the other aspect of it too.
Right.
Is I wish I brought Vibes book. I would have read that shit the whole court case. But I like brain farted. I was like, fuck, you got to turn your cell phone off. So I literally had my legal pad with all my fucking like copies. Like, I went in there like business. Like, I'm like,
Did you just start drawing swastikas on your legal pad?
no, I didn't do that. but basically, I was writing down notes.
very
I was
weird.
writing down notes of like all the cases, and just the fucking ridiculousness. Like the sheeple basically being like, "Look, I want probation. I want this judge to judge me. I don't even want it to go to a jury trial." You know what I mean? I'm like, what? Like, who the fuck is your lawyer? Yeah.
But in this
But the
area,
system-
do you want? I would rather have a judge give me a spinning than have a bunch of these fucking status
bunch of
pricks
fuds.
who all work
Bunch
for
of
the
status fuds.
but who work for the government. Everyone around here
Right.
works for the government,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. So you go to a jury trial.
Yeah,
and
they're all
like
CIA and
literally
fucking
the
NSA
judge was like,
workers.
all it
Fuck
takes
that.
is one person. Like jury nullification. Everything we talk about.
Yeah, but you didn't get in that one
and
person.
the judge literally like was asking this individual, the 34-year-old motherfucker, multiple DUIs. Not even legal. Like, who gives a fuck? Whatever. He's not legal. Who gives a shit? But the fact of the matter is like,
Illegal,
dude,
illegal.
you got 5 kids. You're driving drunk as fuck on 95. You have no license. You've been pulled over multiple times without a fucking license. Somehow beat a DUI charge without a fucking license. You know what I'm saying?
Cop
like
didn't
in
show up, that's why.
2013. Like, I'm just like, how is this? Like, what the fuck? But again, like, yeah, exactly what we're talking about. Like, if I don't show up for this bullshit,
Alex's day in court.
I'm going to, you go to jail. You go to jail. You know what I mean? Like, but the fact that the cop didn't show up. The other aspect too, it's like I couldn't have a cell phone. Like, they're like, make sure you turn your cell phone off, whatever.
that's
I'm
dumb.
like, God damn, I'm sitting through like, dude, this guy was giving this like sob story, and his lawyer was just like giving this like, my client, and it's like, oh God, dude, really? Like, quit trying to polish a turd. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
that's all these lawyers were
racist
doing
bastard.
was like, dude, there was just, dude, they brought this one fucking girl before me in cuffs. Yeah, like was white,
Really?
like rough. She looked rough. Came in cuffs.
What was
And
her deal?
Okay, so she was like the back of her shirt, and I'm sitting there, and there was like these two, like this older white lady and this white girl about my age, but like this hag, like they were like trailer trash. You know what I mean? I don't know if we could say white trash, Matt. Can we say white trash on the podcast?
Did you happen to get
I
any?
actually got thrown in Facebook jail for that, but go ahead.
Okay, cool. So we
Did
could
you get any numbers for these girls?
no.
Just asking
no
for a
number.
friend.
Were they Dundalkian whores?
They were definitely Dundalk, Highlandtown, East Baltimore, Essex. They were they were the finest.
Yeah.
They were like some, but what
I love them bitches.
yeah. So dude, this girl comes in cuffs, and she has like. She's in a jumpsuit, like Baltimore County Corrections, whatever, and she's just like, she's cuffed, and then
Couldn't
like,
make bail.
yeah, and
Well, they do
brought-
that on purpose because you're guilty by look. I mean, if you show up in shackles, what do
Yeah,
you
but
think?
then the
They're
whole-
already everyone's gonna look at, ooh, this
But
motherfucker's
my whole
guilty.
thing too is feels like, why is my case not heard before this shit? Are they just buying time for this cop to
Well,
maybe
depending
show
on
up?
wait a minute, was it
Maybe
alphabetical
show up?
order?
I don't know. Like when I first got in there, I check in. Like it was like
They're all with
1:30 was the
S's.
court time, and I went into the state's attorney and I saw people checking in, and I just went up to her. Dude, it was like high school. It was like high school. I went in. I was like, "Oh, are you taking attendance?" And she's like, "Yes." And I was like, "Okay, present." But I don't know if the cases that were heard were based on like who was here first. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
No, fuck
no.
They're
Because when
convenience.
I was in court,
convenience.
when I was in court, they were calling people before me who weren't even there. And the thing was, is the people who weren't there, they were like, the judge even joked. She's like, well, if you were here, you would have been, you could have got off with it, but the person's not here. So, and she turned to the sheriff and be like, issue a bench warrant for this person because
Yeah.
she's like, because the cop didn't show up and this person didn't show up. So if
Yeah.
they just would have showed up, they could have got away with it. Instead, they get a warrant.
Dude, so this girl comes in and
fucked
cuffs,
up,
dude.
dude.
Cuffs.
Yep.
So
Her whole
The judge was laughing about it.
her whole shit was, and this lawyer had like this like wrinkly ass like really like awful suit, awful pinstripe suit, like just
Hillary Clinton style.
It was just a terrible look, and then it was like wrinkled as fuck. It's like, dude, like
Happens.
iron your shit, like you know what I mean, like
Nah, dude.
but
Fuck that,
so
bro.
he's representing this like, and so her whole thing was the fact that she was arrested for aggravated assault, assaulting officers, property. She was renting a basement apartment. I forget what I think I wrote down the address. I forget where it was. But, dude, I was bored as fuck. Like I'm writing down notes of like all these cases. But she destroyed, like she basically was like breaking windows, like fucking up like a basement apartment. And she was renting there, and the landlord was like, "There's no contract, so contracts are important." No contract. The cops came, arrested her. She was like spouting off his head, like dude, heroin addict, drug addict, uppers, downers, God knows what.
Hell
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, dude.
Party.
So then she's in cuffs, and they're reading her shit, like, and the lawyer's like, "My client." And it was funny because at one point the lawyer like cut her off. Like she was trying to like, she's like, "I'm in a treatment program while in jail." Like it was like Orange is the New Black. You know what I mean? It was like basically this bitch was like, "I'm in a GED program. I'm really trying to get my life together." I'm like, and then the judge was like reading off her arrest sheet. And it was like, dude, it was like it was a biannual appointment for her to either like aggravated assault, cops, like, dude, litany, like twice every
Fucking
year,
litany.
going back to 2003. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then this judge is up there like, and I'm like, oh my God, like seriously, like she doesn't need a day in court. She needs to just be put the fuck down. Like, yo, just take this.
Does that violate the nap?
It might violate
Dude, this
the
is
nap.
you can't say that in the nap cave.
No,
man.
but that's what I'm saying. It's like the fact like you're in court and you're seeing like these dumb motherfuckers.
Yeah,
You know
going
what
to
I'm
court's
saying? Like,
always
dumb,
good for that.
Like, and the fact it's like
It's like
and
the ultimate
you're
people watching.
You're paying some sleazy dickhead who's like, and at one point he cut her off. He was just like, she was like, and he cut her off. He was just like,
Shut up, bitch.
She's like, shut the fuck up. Like I literally got you off of probation for 2 years. Shut the fuck up.
He said that?
No, he didn't say it, but he gave her like, he was like, she basically divulged information. Like she
Like
totally
incriminated
went
herself.
off. She went
Yeah.
off topic. She went
Off
like
script.
she went rogue. She went off script.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's the thing.
She
too.
pulled a
like,
Schlegel.
I'm sitting out
Is
in
that
the I'm sitting out in the waiting room and I'm listening to these lawyers like literally coaching up these dumb motherfuckers. Like just coaching shit. It's like, don't fucking do it. Like, what the fuck? Like it's so retarded. Like it's just, dude. And by the time I get up, like my head was swimming. You know, it was like 2.5 hours of my life just seeing it. And then I finally go up there and it's just like, dismiss, dismiss. That's it.
That's it.
I was like, well, that's it?
At least we have a free Alex Schlegel.
Yeah. Like
A
I'm
free
not,
and driving.
I'm not in a
Drivable.
federal pound me in the ass prison tonight.
You're not in central booking.
Yeah. I've been there.
Oh.
Yeah, I did 16 hours of hard time in Baltimore City Central Booking. Me and Dave Boyer, he
Dodge
legalized.
that bullet.
Yeah, me, Dave
Got lots of
Dave
friends.
Boyer, and
Did
my
not.
yeah, Davey. He fucking legalized weed in Maine. He was like ran that campaign.
Wait a minute. Really?
Yeah, dude.
The guy. Wait. Is this the guy who was just on Tom Wood's podcast?
Possibly David Boyer. He's from Glen Burnie. We did some hard time in Central Booking one night, man.
And Bernie.
Glen Burnie. We did some
Dave
hard
Burnie.
time in like
All right,
Baltimore
so-
City Central Booking, man. It was
Okay,
that's
so-
another story. We'll save that for some
Okay, so maybe talk about that in the after hours.
maybe. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, so
There's some good stories there.
That
too.
sounds pretty fun. So, anyways, so
stories.
okay, so what is this? The NRA has been deemed a terrorist organization from somebody in California, San
Phil-
Francisco.
Phil's got the docs.
Oh,
San
can I
Francisco.
read, you want me to read a headline?
Break the
Do it. Do it, Phil.
come with the docs.
San Francisco supervisors declare the NRA a domestic terrorist organization. That's all I got.
That's all we need.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
San Francisco, NRA.
What is up? Can I
But
ask?
you can
Like,
shit on the street.
Right, yeah.
That's
You
not
totally
a crime.
just drop trowel, just shit anywhere.
I got a serious question. It's something I've been noticing a lot lately. Why is it everyone's fucking business to start labeling everyone who's against them as a terrorist? Like they want everyone who's not for them labeled as a terrorist. Have you guys noticed that trend?
Yeah.
It's like, and then you think about it. What is being labeled a terrorist do? Like, what does that do? If you label Antifa as terrorist group, what does it do?
Yeah.
Like, what do you? And okay, NRA is a terrorist group.
Well, I guess
so
you
what?
can go
What do you
to
wanna
jail
do?
for
Now
being
the
a part of a
FBI
terrorist
can
group.
investigate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
so
the
in San
government, the
Francisco-
biggest terrorist organization, can
Right. Yeah.
basically keep tabs.
So wait,
on,
who voted? Wait, so who voted
San
that?
Francisco City Council.
So in San Francisco, if you're a member of the NRA, you're a terrorist.
Yeah. My cousin was a part of that city council. He was even mayor for San Francisco for a little
It's
bit.
just
yeah.
some virtue signaling, I think.
Yeah.
But how is it? They don't even have their own FBI. How do they even?
That's what I'm saying. What does this mean? Like, what does this
I
mean?
mean, if
for
it was on
anyone?
the FBI terror list, then it would mean something. Then it would be
I
you're not
know-
allowed to
I know.
legally gather. You're not allowed to.
I just think it's weird how people keep
Like the
saying
juggalos.
these things over and over again, but no one really asks the questions. I've never heard anyone say, well, they labeled a terrorist organization. Now what? Like, what happens after that point? They don't. I never hear it. They never say it. And I never really look into it more than just saying, read the article. And I'm like, okay, so they just said all this shit and nothing's come of it.
Just
I just think
virtue
it's
signaling.
it's just
Yeah.
like the word racist. They're just trying to attach it to something so they can trigger it, like that response.
Dave
attitude.
Chappelle's racist.
It kills the
Right.
it kills the word eventually. The definition though. I mean, eventually.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
it does.
People-
It does.
Yeah, you
Well,
keep
well, yeah,
calling
like,
people Nazis. It kind of like Jared, when you got into that, some of the trolls on the page, like you're calling everybody that, you're kind of like detracting from, like what actually.
Right.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it detracts from the actual, like, meaning. You just keep throwing these words out there, like, fucking ridiculous.
So I just want to say, Jared, if there's ever a jugaloo happens, I will let you stay in my attic.
Wait, a jubilee?
What is that?
Like instead of like a
Sorry, I've been listening to the
instead of a boogaloo?
I've been listening to the I've been listening to the Fadcast too long. You guys listen to Friends Against Government podcast?
No.
They always talk about how Stefan Molyneux
like
he
a
commits
juggalo?
the jugaloo, where he starts dropping like J bombs and like how Jewish people are evil, like they're
Insane
waiting for
clown
him.
Nazis?
They have this. Yeah, it just reminded me of it. And sorry, I just low hanging.
So it's like the boogaloo boat for
yeah,
Jews.
the jugaloo. They also have a nougaloo, but I'm not gonna explain what that means.
Oh wow.
But yeah, you're always welcome.
Maybe
in
on
my
after
attic.
hours.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just bring your diary.
Matt, what else we got on the docks, man? What else we got?
bring my
Yeah. So, anyways, I wanted to talk about this because, like, another thing. Like, I saw like earlier this week, it was a federal judge in Virginia said that the terror watch list is unconstitutional. Now, apparently, they don't know yet how they're going to remedy this, but they've said that this judge has said that it's unconstitutional, right?
Right.
And anyway, so I posted it on Facebook, and of course, the devil is in the Facebook comments every time. So, anyways, I've got a friend who's saying, he's a liberal, he's an NPC. He's saying that the terror watch list. Well, terrorists should be on a watch list.
Oh, I saw that.
And
I
it's
saw
like-
that.
Yeah, exactly. And then, we have to like spell everything out for him. It's like, dude, you could just Google this yourself. But, these are the things that get you on the terror watch list. And, you're not, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a terrorist, It's a ton of bullshit that gets
Yeah,
you on
you
the terror
shouldn't be
watch
on
list.
a terror watch list unless you were convicted of being a terrorist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In which case,
It's like a
in which case,
red flag law.
in which case we don't need a watch list.
Yeah, you
those
just have-
people lose their rights, because
Yeah.
and that's called due process.
Right.
But yeah, and then he goes on to say that people who say hate speech should be on the terror watch list. And it's like, hate speech, look up hate speech. It's like, okay, somebody said something that was racist. It's like, yeah, I don't think you should.
You quoted.
So
no
everybody's
effects.
racist grandma should be on the terrorist watch list.
Yeah, I mean, like, really, is this like the
Matt,
are these the worst
you
people?
quoted a No Effects album. You said white trash.
Right,
That's
yeah,
that's
you're on the
hate
list,
speech. You're on
dude.
the list.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And not only
it's
that,
pretty
you know what's
crazy.
hilarious is the fact that you said the white trash is one of my favorite. You didn't even white trash, 2 heaps, and a bean.
Oh, actually, what I said was,
you didn't even give the whole album title.
Yeah, so let me tell the people who don't know the story.
Break it down.
Okay, so
Tell
yeah, I was on Facebook, with some friends discussing, our favorite NoFX albums or NoFX albums that we liked.
Decline is your favorite song.
And here's what I said. I said, quote, "White trash ruled." So just referencing their album.
White trash ruled. That's all you said.
Yeah. Furthermore, even if I was talking about white trash, even if I was making some sort of like hate speech statement, I said ruled. That's a compliment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, maybe you identify as white trash, therefore you can say white trash.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're
I
black,
don't know.
you can
If you
drop
said-
the N-bomb.
If you said Edwards rule, that might be. I don't know how that would fly.
That's a noogaloo.
Edwards rule.
yeah, I mean,
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
But either way, it's
my
stupid.
best guess
You were banned
is.
24 hours, right?
Well, yeah, my best guess is I think they just have bots that just like
It is.
flag people for these for saying certain words.
I mean,
Auto
they're-
flaggetry.
It's kind of interesting too because they're trying to. It seems like they're trying to give the appearance of. Is everything okay, guys?
I don't know. Like Kyle's like back to the port thing here.
Oh,
It's
shit.
like just.
I went off to the side there.
Yeah,
That's the problem with
it's
statism. It's just like statism.
Yeah, we got-
Comrade Wagner's back support.
Shit, what was
like,
I just talking about?
His
lumbar support.
his hemorrhoid
thing.
support.
His hemorrhoid donut
Oh.
here on his chair.
This is a point I've been meaning to talk about for a while. I'll get to it real quick. But speaking
treat.
of the whole like terrorist list and whatever, when I went to go, everyone across the country's getting this new Real ID thing, and it's the only identification that they allow when going through TSA, and it's like a new license.
To avoid the.
It's like a new
Federally
license.
sanctioned
Right.
state driver
Well,
license.
I didn't really look into it more than that. I had to go do it a few weeks ago,
You
and
didn't
the
have
guy.
to.
Yeah, you do. You have to.
You don't have to.
Yes, you do. By 2021,
really?
everyone
Like,
has
so
to.
you have some information?
Yeah,
Like,
dude,
You
you got
don't
some
have to get the
docs?
Real ID?
Yeah,
or
but you can
what?
go live
If
in
you
the middle
want
of
to
Montana.
travel with just your driver's license to fly, you got to have it. You don't need it.
But no,
Oh,
If you
really?
get pulled over with that license, they will.
well, if the license expires, I mean,
Yeah, they will
you have
lock
to
you
get
up.
it. So this is the new one they're issuing. So anyway, so
Dude,
I mean, you can go live in
you're
the
right. I
woods.
mean, you're right.
You
My
can
head
live off the
hurts.
grid or something.
Yeah, you could be one. Right. But like I was saying, so the guy,
Sovereign citizen.
You're
No,
right.
okay, so stop this. Okay, I want to understand. So, okay, so you think like you can just like renew your driver's license, not get the Real ID, and then you just can't fly in a plane?
Yeah, unless you take your passport.
to get a passport. Yeah.
You got to take it. You got if you don't have it, you got to fly. You need your passport.
Okay, yeah, I had no idea about that. So you can actually get around Real ID. Like, when's the
No,
when's the
I think
last-
that's. I think that's false. I think that's
It's
false.
fake news, dude.
I would say look this up because
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look
I don't
this up,
think that's
yeah.
false.
Should
But-
And I don't want anybody getting thrown in a cage.
You guys
for
are.
this.
You guys are my
I mean,
point. I'm trying to make.
What's
I'm
the
not
point, Phil?
100% certain.
Phil.
Well, I'm okay. So the guy behind the counter who at the MVA was talking to me and taking all my information down, he
Hit on you.
well, I mean he did. Well, that was only because I was hitting on him first. But anyway, so damn it,
you must have been like pretty hard up, huh?
my dick was hard up. No, okay. Back to the point. So he tells me after he runs in my information, and he says, "Oh wow, this is interesting." He's like, "They gave you 8 years." I'm like, "What do you mean 8 years? Like, what are you talking about?" And he's like, I haven't seen that much. He said, usually we get like 6s and 7 years. Apparently, that's the date he was referring to was when my expiration date. He says, if you traveled a lot. This is what he tells me. This is what the dude tells me behind the counter. He says, if you travel a lot to like foreign, like Middle Eastern countries, foreign countries, or you buy a lot of ammunition, they probably give you like 6 years, 5 years for you to renew. And he said that every bit of this information goes to the Department of Homeland Security. He said, that's what I just did. I ran your information to the Department of Homeland Security. And I thought that was very strange that I got an 8-year, but my wife, who does nothing at all but just stay-at-home wife, she got a 7 years.
He could just be pulling your leg.
No, because I asked around and I asked around, and I think only my dad got it, like my dad and my mom, but everyone else I talked to, people like around my age, got 6 years, 6 or 7.
So wait, the next time you have to renew your
it's
license
8 years from now. He
It's
said
only
we
a
don't.
federal thing, from what I can tell. Well,
Hey,
for
man.
starters, it's taken them 15 years to implement this fucking thing.
Wow, really that
Yes,
long?
this is the efficiency of state
The real ID
bureaucracy.
is a real ID.
2026.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So
I
seven
But if
think
you want to go into a
I got
federal
8 here.
building, you want to fly, you're going into a TSA facility. That's a federal thing.
Government trust me more.
The Fed will not recognize
Fucking
a
idiots.
non-real ID driver's license. I don't think it matters getting pulled over.
Remember
in
Ron
your
Paul
own
was
state.
in a debate in 2012, and he was just like talking about the border wall, and he was just like, "Yeah, I think a lot of these laws are meant to keep us in and not keep those out. Like that's kind of what's happening."
Crazy
and I was,
old
dude,
Ron.
Crazy old Uncle Ron, dude. I was listening to Cat Williams last night, like high as fuck. You ever listen to Cat Williams, a comedian?
On weed.
On weed. Ever listen to Cat Williams?
He got a periphery? That shit ain't even out yet.
Dude, it was crazy.
He's fucking hilarious.
Dude, Cat Williams.
Real ID requirements don't apply to voting or registering to vote, applying for or receiving federal benefits, being licensed by a state to
course
drive,
not.
entering federal facilities that do not require identification, accessing health or life-preserving services, participating in law enforcement proceedings or investigations.
Bubbly.
In most instances, obtaining a real ID isn't necessary. There are many reasons why, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but it's been like 8 years.
The more you know.
The more you know. Thanks. Thanks,
Yeah,
Philip
dude. So if
Proctor.
you guys who here has their real ID? Jared just
I
showed
don't.
me his, and
Jared, what?
mine was longer.
He's got an FBI bug in that fucking
I had to
ID.
get
Yeah.
one because my license expired.
He's
Yeah,
got
my
the-
license expired and I had to redo
Yeah,
it.
but-
Jared's got the juke card.
You didn't have the option of like not getting the real ID. Like they only have one ID.
That's it. They don't give you another.
no
state
way
license.
around it.
All they give you is the
I think
real
what
ID.
he's saying is like you don't have to go out and get one right away. But yeah, once your license expires, that's
After
all they give you.
2021.
You'll end up with one.
Yeah, you're gonna
Right.
have one.
Right.
Phil's just like disregard, like get rid of Kyle Wagner's like hemorrhoid.
It's a
chair.
booby trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. It's a status
Unless you
trap.
want to go undocumented.
Yeah. So Alex, do you have a new license yet? The new real
I do
ID?
not. I think I think if my license expires like
You're just not going to renew it.
20 whatever, like I don't know, like
I just thought it was
20 something, 21.
I was
That
just
should
so
be an
mad.
My
Interesting
passport
court.
expired, and I was thinking about. I was like, "Yo, I'd really," but I don't know, man. Now that it's expired, I'm like, "What kind of hoops do I got to jump through?"
Passport.
And
Takes
then,
like- It doesn't take that long to get a passport.
Hurry up and wait.
but it's expired. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like maybe that it's like now that it's
different
expired, do I got to
forms.
run through a bunch of
More
like
forms,
do I got to run through a bunch of
updated
fucking
picture,
hoops?
that's all.
Yeah, it's actually not. It just takes a while, but yeah, it's not that hard to get one.
Yeah, dude. Like things are coming to like fruition, and it's just like I was saying, like in 2012, like like all these fucking douchebag
Mayans,
Republicans
the
are like
Mayans,
build
dude.
that wall. And it's like, well, do you ever think like maybe these laws and walls are meant to kind of keep us in and not try to like
Like the
I was-
Berlin Wall.
Yeah. Like I was watching that Cat Williams, and dude, he's high as fuck, and he's ridiculous. But he was just like, and this was like 2012. Like it was a 2012 stand-up on Netflix. I forget which one it was, but he was just like all talking about like, like like the space program. They used to like, NASA. They used to have like interviews and post whatever. But now he's like, like Elon Musk, and they're like launching these rockets and whatever. And it's like it's always at night, and he just keeps going on. He basically his whole metaphor was like they're about to leave us, like they're leaving us behind. You know what I mean? It was kind of like. I don't know. Like that's potentially what could be happening. Like when, especially economically, like so, like I think it was about a year.
But I don't
after,
think they're gonna get this wall built anyways.
No, it's not gonna happen. But I guess what I'm getting at, it could be like a social credit wall, or it could be like a government compliance wall. It doesn't have to be like a literally like physical wall. It could just be like
Could be a wall
hey,
in
you
your
didn't fill out.
mind.
Yes, like you can't leave, you can't renew this, you can't renew that. You know what I mean? Like basically keeping us here.
You can't stop all of us though, dude.
Yeah, just like
Yo,
Area
that's
51.
coming up, by the way.
To September 20th.
Yeah.
You can't stop us all.
We've only got
What do you guys think? Do you guys got what's
it is the
best?
8th, so we've got 12 days to prepare.
Okay, cool. Got
Is
time.
that the Area 51?
Yeah, dude.
The Area 51
I
race.
haven't
What are your
the meme flow hasn't been as strong, but I imagine it'll start picking up.
well, the
closer
meme
we
flow,
get.
they deleted the event group
Yeah.
multiple times.
They can't delete it from our hearts, though, dude.
They can't. What's the over under?
They can once we get the
What's
Google
the
tips.
betting line?
For what? How many people died?
Jared, you're well. No, you like. I mean, you got a lot of bookies. You got a lot of connections. You're a G.
The over under for what?
what are the betting? Where's the money? Like,
You're right, but what for what?
like betting, like over under, like successful, like is there like
Like betting on
lines?
whether it succeeds or
was a
not?
mob.
Yeah.
Are there prop bets? Like
the prop bets? Like,
how
yeah,
many
that's what I'm
people
asking. Like, come on.
how many people Naruto run versus how
Yeah,
many
Jared,
people?
give us some insider info, man. Like, your circle of friends
I
is
don't
all the
know, man.
banksters and Wall Street. I mean,
Honestly, if all the people, what was it, 2-3 million people that responded that they were going.
yeah.
I mean, if 3 million people actually showed up, I don't think they'd be able to kill everybody.
Dude, I'm curious, man. What's gonna happen? Because it's just like a PR nightmare on either side.
I mean, people will die from obviously will die from landmines and shit.
And starvation,
But that's just
probably
the
like
front line,
dehydration.
That's just the first 10,000 people. But then after that, it's free reign, bro.
Well, unless they bring
We're slapping them alien cheeks.
Unless they bring in. I'm curious. Should we do
like memes from June?
What day?
They're coming back to me though.
Speaking of that, what day is the 20th? Like, what day is that?
I think it's a Saturday. The
should
21st.
Like, what do you guys think? Like, I'm just throwing it out there, but should we do maybe I don't know, just
Let's see, 2
on-site
weeks.
podcast?
like just a podcast all day, just like updating what's going on.
No, I think it's like a Thursday. Hold on.
A
Let me just
Thursday?
pull up my
I thought it was
goddamn
September
calendar.
21st. I thought that's when
No,
this whole
it's the
thing
20th.
was.
It's the 20th. I have it on my Google Calendar. And it's a Friday.
It's
it
a
starts
Friday.
on a Friday.
Okay, cool.
It's actually a 3-day event. So.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to a happy hour, and then later after that,
let's do
I'm
it.
gonna fly out there and
Well,
maybe join the second wave.
The 19th, man.
Be our
you get-
generation's Woodstock, man.
It's just an EDM fest. Lots of ecstasy.
Yeah, there's
John Vibes is hosting the whole thing.
I definitely responded to all the post parties. So I was like, just let the first couple waves storm the beach. I don't want to be a hero. Just you guys
Be
go
in the
right
rear
ahead.
with the gear.
Yeah, I'm in the rear with the gear.
Wait.
Motherfuckers.
The 20th, it's going down.
It's going down.
Yeah. Fuck, are we off topic?
By the way, if you're thinking about
Little
if you
bit.
want to support Alex's effort to storm Area 51, you can sign up for our Patreon
Yeah.
at
Dude, I'll
patreon.com
fucking do it, man.
/punk rock
I'll do it.
libertarians.
I'll go live. Fuck it.
And,
I'll go live.
We'll give him a few shekels out of the coffers.
Yeah, send Alex live to. Dude, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. Fuck it.
We'll give him a video camera. And
I mean, kind of going through a midlife
couple Red
crisis. What
Bulls.
could possibly go wrong?
a couple monsters.
Yeah,
Set 'em
a
out there.
couple.
We'll send him out there with like an auto blow and a flashlight.
Oh yeah, I gotta hit
We
that
gotta
guy
get
up.
the auto blow.
I gotta find
Yeah,
that
what
email.
the fuck? What's going on with the auto?
Flashlight?
The auto blow.
Flashlight.
Flashlight.
The
Yeah.
flash.
The auto blow.
But
What's
yeah,
going on with that?
Yeah, so we do have a
Alright,
hold
dude.
on. We do have a
Settle down,
Patreon
dude.
account, or whatever. It's Punk Rock Libertarians Patreon.com /Punk Rock Libertarians. For as little as $1 a month, you can become a patron and get access to our after hours program.
Yeah, and if you don't do Patreon, you can just look up Jared Schneiderman, and then on Facebook, and we'll
You can do the PayPal,
and
right?
we'll do Bitcoin. And
Yeah, we've got a
we can make
Bitcoin-
other arrangements.
We've got a
too.
Bitcoin account. We've got a PayPal account. We've got
We'll talk.
sexual favors.
Yeah.
Whatever, however you want to pay.
Who's got that Nazi gold
Jared
bank
will
account?
work it out. He'll work it out.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Private and government.
work it out.
money
That's a specialty.
you take.
I am a money lender.
He knows about the money.
I want to look up and see.
Dude,
Talk about something else. I'm
I
gonna
was
look
gonna
up.
say the Patreon is fucking awesome. Sign up for it.
Maybe you'll
It's
convince
just
me to
so-
storm
like,
Area
it's-
51.
Like if you can't afford $1, just stop listening.
Just
all right?
one-
Dude, actually,
Oh,
that's not yet.
hey, dude, don't say that. Okay.
Just a
Just
dollar
fuck
a
off
day.
and die, okay?
Just
No, like
Just $1 a
no,
month.
Oh no, hold on, guys. Now I would say this: if you can't afford $1, one way that you could totally help us is you could share this podcast on social media. You could tell one friend about Punk Rock Libertarians who you think might enjoy it.
And leave us a good review.
Or leave us a good review on iTunes. There are plenty of things you can do
Right.
if you don't have money for the Patreon. We totally appreciate the Patreon. The Patreon is helping us replace those chairs that Phil's fat ass broke. So,
Dude, I found the email that the guy sent me, and it's hilarious because the subject line is "Hi, I'm the auto blow guy." and then he says,
Jared, tell the story. 'cause
"Well,
this shit's
I'm
wild.
just reading." He
Shit's
just said.
wild.
So I guess we talked about it on an episode. We
Yeah,
talked
we
about
did.
the
yeah,
auto
we
blow,
did. I think it was the title of the episode.
Yeah.
which is basically like an AI machine that like gives you-
robotic,
yeah,
dick
it's like a sex
sucking,
doll, but it just gives you blowjobs.
just gives you great head.
Yeah, so let's listen to this.
And this guy said
Got a vacuum.
his name is Brian Sloan, and I need to follow up and see where they're at. But he says, "Hey, I listened to the podcast from the other day where you talked about AutoBlow AI. That's linked. There's a link there. Happy to send you guys one when it launches next year. Give me a mailing address. Brian. P.S. I'm a libertarian also." And then I said, "Sure, you can send one to." And then I said Matt's address.
So cool. Thanks, fellow libertarian who developed artificial intelligence that can suck
I'm gonna
a
click
dick
this
off.
link and see where we're at here. See if it's still live.
Yeah, let's get this link up, man. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So who's going first?
So we're waiting on.
Well, it is
there
coming
was
here
an email,
first.
There was an email.
Phil, he just said he wants sloppy seconds.
Phil. Which Phil? Wait.
Dude, he's
he said
two
he
L's
didn't
or
want
one
your
L?
phone.
Phil. Yeah.
All right, so here's an update.
One.
Jared gets first. He gets.
They have raised $721,498 on their Indiegogo.
Yeah. What?
They are currently in the production phase,
Production phase of this dick sucking.
and
AI
stock is
robot.
ooh, it says update
shit.
August 21st. Stock is available and begins shipping next week for all backers who backed from the beginning of the campaign. Blah 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 blah.
Incels rejoice.
So yeah, I'll have to respond to that email and say, hey,
Make
Yeah.
it two, because I might wear the one out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So,
make sure he sends us two.
give us your industrial size.
Yeah. I mean, depending on how it works out, Jared, I mean, we could like promo that shit, like be a sponsor.
Yeah.
Dick
We
sucking.
could have our own custom PRL.
Like, I've used it. It's great, guys. It's
I'm
like the real
literally-
thing.
It's got Phil's face on the side of it.
Phil seal of approval.
Couldn't you see Phil? Couldn't you see Phil's like? Phil would be like, "It's like the real thing." So I've been told.
Bergman's literally getting sucked off right now by this AI robot. Right
Yeah,
now.
I'll just be behind the curtain, just like
behind this. Nobody even knows.
Yeah. So okay, we're gonna take this on over to the after hours. So we also have T-shirts over at we have T-shirts over at libertariancountry.com. There's a bunch of cool T-shirts at libertariancountry.com.
Libertarian
So
country.
check that out. If you
Check
type in
out.
the code PRL or the code PRL podcast, you'll receive a 10% discount on these cool Liberty T-shirts.
10%.
Yeah. So until next time, live free.
Or die.
Oh, fuck. God damn, that was funny.